Hello friends, thanks for tuning into this week's tech tip. Have you ever found yourself going through a spam folder in Gmail and realizing, oh, I wish those emails from this client or this ad from whatever company you work with or something, I wish that didn't go to my junk folder all the time. Well, the idea is, and they'll tell you this, you're supposed to whitelist. Be sure to add this email address to your address book or whatever it is. But the idea, the technical term is whitelisting an email or an entire domain in Google so that it always goes to your inbox. So the situation for me is that I was getting emails from a tool that I use called Social Pilot, and they were randomly going into my junk folder, and that was really not a good situation because I need to see when those happen because it's tied to the work that I do for my clients. So I ended up going in and whitelisting the entire domain of Social Pilot. And then there are also times when I'll see an email from a specific person. And I noticed it most recently when a calendar either approve or denies from this person were going to my spam folder for some reason. And I didn't realize that they had responded to my updated calendar request. So in that situation, I wanted to whitelist their specific email address. And so today I'm going to show you in Google and Gmail how to whitelist an email address or all the emails from an entire domain in your Google settings. The example that I'm going to use here, this is the process that I go through. Every once in a while, I'll go look in the spam folder to see if anything fell into the spam folder that I don't want to fall into the spam folder. So I click this little more icon down here, and then I click into the spam folder. And for example, I don't want things from this Kickstarter projects email to ever go into my junk folder. I want to see these all the time, and they look a little spammy to Google. That's why they drop them in here. So if you click into this specific email, and then you click the little three dots on the top right, boop, filter messages like these. So you click that, and by default, it brings the exact email address that junk mail was sent from as your from setting for this filter that we're creating. And that's exactly what I want to do here. Anything from news@rebackers.com, I want to go directly to my inbox, not to my spam folder. So then you click, make sure that's in the from address, news@rebackers.com, and then create filter. And then right here in the middle, there is a never send it to spam option. That's all you got to do. So you check that, and then you click create filter. Before I do that, I do want to make this little note here. Note that the filter will not be applied to old conversations in spam or trash. So it's not going to go and clean up all the stuff that had previously come from that sender. You're going to have to do that manually. But from here on out, those emails from news@rebacker.com will go directly to my inbox, and I won't have to find them in my spam folder later. So then you click create filter, and it's done. That's all you have to do. So now let's say that it was from a company that I work with. Let's pretend, so I'm going to click this three dots again and then choose filter messages like these. Let's pretend rebackers.com is one of my clients. What I did there is I just removed the news portion, like the individual email account information. So it's just at rebackers.com. What that's telling Google as I create this filter is I want any email from this domain to be whitelisted, to always go to my email inbox. And so this is a best practice for any of your clients. You know, if you have thousands of clients, it's probably not going to make a lot of sense. But you might have a couple that you consistently find and run into. Oh yeah, for some reason emails from that domain drop into my spam folder. This is the first thing that you want to do on your end, is make sure you've whitelisted anything from their domain. So for this example, at rebackers.com, I'm going to pretend that's my client. I'm going to create this filter. And remember what I did, since I had that little aside, it used to be news@rebackers.com. So all I'm doing is removing the news portion of that, the email portion of that, clicking create filter, clicking the never send it to spam, and then clicking the blue create filter. That's all you got to do to whitelist an entire domain in Gmail. And that's all it takes to create a filter in Google to whitelist email traffic from a specific email address or from an entire domain. And again, that's really important if you have a set of clients that you never want to miss emails from. Go in there and whitelist their entire domain so that you don't have that problem in the future. It's also a good recommendation just to go through your junk folder every week or two to make sure nothing fell into that junk folder that shouldn't have. And anytime you do see something that shouldn't have fallen in there, remember how to whitelist that email address or the entire domain if you choose with this quick tip that I showed you today. Well, again, thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next week.